confab down at home plate right now, and we'll get this game underway very, very soon. And here's to do it, Mr. Paul Carey.
Okay, Ernie, thank you very much. The windup of the three-game series with the A's here in Oakland about to begin. They wind up two of a long 2-week road trip for the Tigers. That's been one of their most successful swings west ever. The Tigers winning 7 of the 10 games thus far. And so far here in Oakland, it's been a split. The A's won the opener Friday 5-1. The Tigers winning yesterday 6-0 on the 4-hit shutout pitching of Bob Sykes and a solid 15-hit attack as Sykes cooled off the A's yesterday. It's the job of Milt Wilcox to do it today against young right-hander Matt Keogh. For the Tigers against Keogh, leading off playing center field will be Ron LaFleur. Batting second at third base, Phil Mankowski. Hitting third, the Tigers' designated batter, Rusty Staub. Batting fourth at first base, Jason Thompson. Hitting fifth, the left fielder, Steve Kemp. Batting sixth, catcher, Milt May. Hitting seventh in right field, Tim Corcoran. Batting eighth at shortstop, Alan Trammell. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Steve Dillard. The Oakland Ball Club has the same lineup as in the first two games, with one exception at third base, Marty Perez filling in for the injured Wayne Gross. Defensively for Oakland, it'll be Page, North, and Delaney in the outfield. Perez at third, Guerrero at short, Edwards at second, Rubbering at first, Eschen catching. Now our national anthem. Before today's game begins, we'll pause for these messages.
You're the designated hitter in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. Here's the pitch. Who was the youngest manager in Major League history? While you're thinking about it, why not have a cool, refreshing Labatt's beer? The youngest manager in Major League history was Roger Peckinpah. Peckinpah was only 23 years old when he managed the New York Yankees in their final 17 games in 1914. His record? 9 wins, 8 losses. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
For beer at its finest, get your hands on Labatt's. It's Canada's #1 beer, as fresh and crisp as where it comes from. WJR congratulates Mike Vogel, recently named Vice President of Burton Advertising in Detroit. Mike, we of Radio 76 join your friends in saluting you.
Out on the mound is 22-year-old Matt Keogh, spelled K-E-O-U-G-H. He happens to be the son of Marty Keogh, who was a former outfielder with 6 Major League ball clubs, and the nephew of Joe Keogh, formerly with the A's and the White Sox. And young Matt has only been pitching 1 full year in organized baseball. He's a converted infielder. In fact, he was an all-star shortstop in the California League as recently as 1975. Began to pitch at Chattanooga last year, wound up the season with Oakland, has remarkable poise for his lack of experience on the mound, and he's won 2 and lost none for the A's so far this year. Milt Wilcox getting the start for the Tigers, coming off a complete game performance against the Angels last Tuesday night when the Tigers won it 10-2. We're ready to go with a windup of this series here in Oakland, and at the microphone, here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul. Hi again, everybody. Right-hand Keogh scraping around out there on the mound. He'll work from the first base side of the slab. Now winds and kicks and pitches, and we're underway. It's the ball in too close on Ron LaFleur. He's hitting .293. Outfield slightly to right on Ron. Mankowski and Staub set to follow here in the California sunshine. There's a cut and a miss on a low breaking ball. They count 1-1 on LaFleur. LaFleur with 3 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Here's the motion, the pitch on the way, and Ron takes a fastball under the chin, 2-1. It's Perez at third, Guerrero at short, Edwards at second, Revering at first. Delaunay in right, North in center, and Page in left for the Oaklands. There's a ball in close, a breaking pitch. 3-1 on Ron LaFleur. Keogh on the mound at Essian, the resident of Sterling Heights, Michigan, back of the bat. Now the motion by Matt. He swings it as a drive to right. It's foul. A slicing line drive past first base and down into the Tiger bullpen. Tigers head home after this game, and their next action will be the first night game of the year at Tiger Stadium. That's Tuesday night against the California Angels. So be sure to come out there and greet the Warriors when they open the homestand. Keogh ready to go. He winds, he pitches, and there's a line drive up the middle. Base hit for Ron LaFleur. A low liner through the box. The second baseman, Edwards, went to his right, couldn't get to it. And Ron leads out for the single. Well, the batter now will be Phil Mankowski, hitting .257. Phil playing in his 13th game. They're in a little bit close on him. Perez in at the bag at third and wide of it. Revering will hold at first base with LaFleur, who did some heavy running here yesterday. Ron trying to get a lead. Here's the set for the young right-hander. And there he goes. The pitch is over. The throw to second base, not in time. It gets by Edwards and on into center field, and here comes LaFleur to third. Sort of a check swing by Mankowski, and it was called a strike. It'll be a stolen base for LaFleur, and a throwing error charged to the catcher, Essian. So Ron keeps rolling, and he picks up another stolen base. And that stolen base will send a $25 gift certificate from Acme Sporting Goods to Livonia Explorers. The 3 Acme stores have more, and they have it for less. Infield will stay back now. They'll give up a run for an out at this stage of the game. Mankowski waiting on a strike one delivery. Keogh sets and deals. It's a strike. He got a slow curve across. Man on third. Nobody down. The Tigers trying to jump in front early. Steals for Ron LaFleur. There's a half cut. It's ruled a ball. Nope. And then Maloney says he went across on it. McKean checked with Maloney, and they say he's out. Here's Staub coming up. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Workers of the world arise with J.P. McCarthy in the morning music call. Join him Monday through Friday morning at 6 right here on WJR Radio 76 in Detroit.
Matt Keogh ready to pitch to the veteran Rusty Staub, hitting .322. Rusty hits a bounding ball to first base off the glove of Revering. Behind him, the run scores. LaFleur comes home, and Staub is safe at first. That was a hard hit ball. It'll be up to the scorer.
RBI, E3.
It'll be an error and an RBI. Staub picks up an RBI. That'll be his 22nd this season. An error is charged to Revering. Ball hit hard, but it's the play that the first baseman should make. However, the scorer figuring that even had he fielded the ball cleanly, LaFleur would have been able to come home. 1-0, Tigers in the lead. Here's Jason Thompson, batting .301 with 14 runs batted in. The team leader in home runs. He has 6. Outfield straight up and deep. And the pitch is a curve. It stays outside. Ball 1. Man on first. 1 man out. 1 run in. 1-0 Tigers. 2 errors already charged to the A's. There's a swing and a long foul fly back in the right field seat. Well, the A's in their games before the Tigers came in here had a reputation of being a good defensive ball club and very fine pitching. But in this game, they've committed 2 errors in the opening inning. 1-0 Tigers ahead. Revering holding at first with Staub. He's not getting much of a lead. Young Mr. Keogh looking into Estienne to pick up his battery sign now. Infield's in double play depth on Thompson. And the pitch, he takes a strike. Got the outside corner with a fastball. 1-ball, 2-strike count on Jason. He'll be followed by Steve Kemp. Don't forget, the next Tiger action will be right at Tiger Stadium. Tuesday night, the California Angels coming in. The Tigers figuring they'll probably get Nolan Ryan and Frank Tanana in those 2 games. Nat Keogh ready to go to work. And the pitch on the way. Swing of the bounding ball to Revering. He has it. He goes to second. They get 1. The relay to first. It is a double play, and the inning is over. 3-6-3 is the way that one scored to end the inning. And the Tigers get 1 run on 1 hit. There were 2 errors and nobody left. And at the end of a half inning, it's Detroit 1, Oakland coming to bat.
In these days of rising prices, Marathon has good news for homeowners who heat with fuel oil. If you sign up for Marathon's burner service plan at just $49.95 prior to June 1st, you can save a full $20 on the purchase of a new Honeywell fuel oil Sabre thermostat. Act now and get the regular $79.95 thermostat for just $59.95, and then realize possible savings of up to 20% on heating costs next winter. Residents of Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties can learn more about this special offer and Marathon's 12-month budget plan by calling them toll-free at 1-800-552-8950. Yes, you can save $20 on the nationally advertised Honeywell thermostat by ordering before June 1st, and then potentially save even bigger dollars on heating costs thereafter. Marathon wants to help you conserve energy and save money at the same time. Why not call them right now at 1-800-552-8950?
Bill Wilcox, who beat the California Angels the last time out, goes to work now against Oakland. Staked to a 1-0 lead by his Tiger teammate. Sam Belfiore from Taylor and Lenny DeFranco from Southgate, who's just moved out here to Redwood City, California, out here to see the Tigers in action. Also Mark Trethaway has his son and grandson here. They are native Detroiters now living in Sunnyvale, California, trying to root the Tigers in. We got some finals, I believe, right here for you. The game's just over in the National League. The Phillies beat the Mets by a score of 8-5. Pittsburgh held on to beat the Dodgers. The Dodgers had 3 runs in the 9th inning, but the Pirates win it over them 6-4. Boston won another one from the White Sox. The White Sox have come on troubled times. They lost a doubleheader to Boston yesterday, and they lose 5-0 this afternoon. Torres gets himself a shutout. Here's Billy North to lead it off. The switch batter batting left-handed up there to face Wilcox. 1-0 Tigers in the early lead. Tiger outfielders are going around a little bit to left on Billy North. Mankowski wide of the bag and even with it. North likes to bunt a good bit. He's hitting .258 and looks at a ball low from Wilcox. He'll be followed by second baseman Edwards and then the left fielder Page. First inning, 1-0 Detroit. There's a strike call, and Mr. McKeon said so. Little bit of a breeze. Seems to be blowing out today from the plate. Here's the motion by Wilcox. He pitches, and North swings at the bounding ball to first. Thompson has it, makes the play unassisted, 1 away. Mike Edwards will be the next man to bat. Mike hitting .276. He's a right-hand batter. Graduate of UCLA. and one of the several who came here in the Pittsburgh deal. They signed him in the draft in 74. Right-handed batter waiting, and he starts the bunt and takes a strike call. Had a chat with Jerry Neudecker. Jerry's going home to Florida to Fort Walton Beach after the game's over. And then he won't be there too long. He'll head up to Milwaukee on Tuesday night. There's a strike call. He'll get home about 7 or 8 in the morning.
On Tuesday morning, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. He might, because he's got a change in Atlanta. You never know what's going to happen. There's a strike on the outside corner. He looked at one too many. Mike Edwards is out of there. There are 2 down now. Nobody on, and here's Mitchell Page. Page, the left-handed batting left fielder. Rookie of the Year honors for him last year. He's hitting .288. 1 home run and 6 RBIs. 1-0 Tigers. Scored on a single by LaFleur, stolen base, a throwing error by Essien, and then a ground ball to the first baseman, Revering, which he booted. There's a pitch is high for a ball. Page is played straight away by the Tiger outfielders in the infield back. He swings, and it's a foul back of the plate in the seat.
On the error of the first inning at second base, with the error to the shortstop instead of the catcher, he's hitting 22.
Now, we've had a change from the scorer. He says that the error is not given to the catcher in that first inning, but give it to the shortstop. Here's the windup and the pitch. There's a strike call. Scorer has a right to check and see who should cover, and perhaps he felt like the shortstop should have covered, and that the throw was an accurate one.
That was a good call by the scorer to make that change.
Is a foul out of play.
Because Edwards looked odd. He went to the bag and then pulled the glove back, and the throw went right through the airspace, once occupied by his glove. It was a good throw by Essien, and somehow Edwards just shied away from LaFleur as he came into the bag.
Here's the windup and the pitch. He swings and fouls it away again.
Not Edwards, I mean Guerrero, the shortstop.
Well, usually it's almost automatic that the catcher gets that error, and I agree with you. I think it's a good trend to see that they can put the blame somewhere else. Page waiting. Wilcox delivers. Here's a cut on a miss. He struck him out. The inning's over. They go down 1-2-3 in the Oakland first. At the end of 1, Tigers 1, the A's nothing.
It's time to batter up during your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth Dealers' 3rd annual honorary Tiger Bat Boy contest. This is Ernie Harwell. This year, 22 Detroit area youngsters will be selected from each Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealership to become honorary Tiger Bat Boys. It's easy to enter. If your boy or girl is between the ages of 8 and 14, bring him or her into your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer before May 31st to register. Each youngster must be accompanied by a licensed driver 18 or older. On June the 5th, there will be a drawing to determine the winning Bat Boys. Then 22 games will be set aside to honor the winners. Each winner will receive a simulated Tiger uniform and tickets to the game by the family. So, batter up. Bring your youngster into your participating Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer and sign him or her up to be an honorary Tiger Bat Boy. There's no obligation, and we'll even give your child a free Tiger iron-on patch just for registering. Stop in today.
Did you know that Coach Newt Rockne holds the record for the most substitutions in a single football game? 145 played for Notre Dame. I'm Frank Beckman, WJR Sports.
Tigers have a 1-0 lead now, and they'll be coming to bat in the second inning. It'll be Kemp to lead it off, followed by May and then Corcoran. Here's another National League final in the first of 2 games. Montreal beat Cincinnati 19-5. 19-5, Montreal to Cincinnati. They had 19 runs and 20 hits. Here's Kemp, and he takes a fastball outside. Steve hitting .311. He has one home run, 11 RBIs. There's a curve that stays outside. 2-0 the count on Steve. Keogh into action. Here's the pitch. It is very wide with a hook. Didn't bend in on him. 3-0 the count on Kemp. Still waiting. Here it comes. He takes a strike right over the plate. Got a fastball through. Tigers got a run in the opening inning. They've got a 1-0 lead now here over Oakland. Here's the windup and here's the pitch. And Kemp cuts it. A bounding ball to left for a hit. That is the second Tiger hit, and each has come from a leadoff man. And when LaFleur led off in the first with a single, eventually he scored a run. Milt May, the leading hitter in the league, steps up now. Milt hitting the ball at a .413 clip. Off to his greatest start, 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. Revering will hold on the bag at first base. Let's see how much of a lead Kemp can get over there. Keogh, the tall, young right-hander, flips one over to first base. And Kemp is back easily. 1-0 Detroit leading, second inning. He takes a curve. It's over but low. Keogh is still in school. He attends UCLA. Just 22 years old. Matt Keogh. Stretch the pitch. He looks at the strike. Got a curve across. Paul told you earlier, Keogh started pitching last year at Chattanooga. 2 years ago at Chattanooga. And came up to Oakland at the last part of last season. Toss over to first, and Kemp back with ease. 1-0 Tigers, second inning. Another throw, and it's a little closer. He got back with a head-first slide. Grabbed the base with his right hand. Revering continuing to hold on the bag with him. May stepped away from plate for a moment, waiting for Kemp to get dusted off over there at first base. He lengthens his lead. The outfield is slightly to the right. There's another throw. He's back head first. Now, Trzaskowski's talking to him. In baseball, they say that the perfect lead is one that allows you just to get back.
He almost didn't. He started his belly flop a little too early.
To get back too easy, it's not a long enough lead. Now, there's one. He's making it close and exciting anyway. So he must have the perfect lead. He's also got a couple of sandboxes full of sand down his uniform. Here's May at the plate now. Throw to first. Safe. Oh, they thought he had him. They had him that time. Kemp is slithering dangerously over there at first base. Greg Kowski is right on top of that play, and he said he was safe. The crowd didn't agree with the Greg. Kemp edges off again. Throw to first. He got back easier that time. May is still waiting. Keogh sets, pitches, Milt takes, strike calls. Had a pretty good lead in the morning paper here in Oakland about the Giants. Said the only thing the Giants used to get out of a road trip was dirty laundry. But now they're playing a lot better ball and winning a few on the road. Throw to first, so he got back standing up. That was an easy one. And the pitch, May swings, fly ball, it's foul down the left field corner. Page coming over, racing toward the bullpen, but he won't reach it. It's out of play. Speaking of the Giants, here's a final from Chicago. They beat the Cubs again at 2-1. Blew the winner. Fight is now won 4 and lost 1. Burris takes the loss. That final, San Francisco 2, Chicago 1. 1-2, the count on Milt May. 1-0 Tigers, second inning. Kemp at first base. May swings on the bounding ball to short. Guerrero catches the bag at second, throws to first. It's a double play. That's the second double play in 2 innings. Achieved by Oakland. Tim Cochran will be the Tiger up at the plate now. That was a ready-made double play if there ever was one. May hits up the middle quite a bit, and he's not a good runner, so you'll see him hit into ground ball double plays quite a bit. And on that one, Guerrero fielded the ball right near the bag. He hit it sharply enough to make it an easy double play. There's the ball outside. Jackie Jensen used to be that type of hitter. He'd hit up the middle a lot and hit the ball sharply. There's a strike call. They got the outside corner. One year, Jackie Robinson led the league in hitting into double plays, and then the next year led the league in hitting into the fewest. You never know. There's a bounding foul. It's down to Dick Trzaskowski. 1-2 the count now on Corky. Tigers got a run in the opening inning. We're in the first half of the second here at Oakland's Coliseum. Pretty good turnout here today. They're beginning to get some folks in this ballpark after they had a slow start in attendance. There's a tap foul down past first again. Well, they see the ball carry a lot better today. It's warmer and the wind's blowing out. Here's Keogh's wind-up in the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a changeup. Keogh gets his second strikeout. The Tigers have no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 1.5 innings, it is Detroit 1 and Oakland 0.
Boy, it's really exciting being here at the Indy 500. What do they call this place?
Cafeteria.
Really? You new here? How can you tell?
You're wearing your racing helmet.
I'm practicing. During lunch, practice makes perfect. Would you pass the salt?
Sure. So, what are you driving this year?
What do you think of that?
You're driving a piece of paper?
That's my Champion Indy 500 sweepstakes entry form.
Oh.
You can eat that roll.
Eventually.
Oh. Well, Champion has won at Indy 38 times, and this year they're giving me the chance to win with the winner. To be eligible, all I do is pick a winner and fill out the entry form.
I noticed you filled it out in crayon.
Mom won't let me have any sharp objects.
Put down that spoon, okay?
Oh.
For the first time in the history of the Indy 500, you have a chance to share in the excitement of winning at Indy. Champions Indy 500 sweepstakes. Anyone who is 16 or older is eligible to win prizes totaling $250,000 with a first prize of $25,000. No purchase necessary. Details and entry forms at participating Champion spark plug retailers. Offer void where prohibited by law.
Well, I had a chance to visit with a couple of Yankee greats before the ball game. Lefty Gomez, who had open heart surgery about a year ago, and Frank Crosetti, who lives out here in the Bay Area. Lefty said about open heart surgery, he said, I feel so good. If I'd known it would have been like this, I would have had it when I was 4 years old.
That makes great sense.
Here's Gary Alexander. He's the big hero in these parts now for Oakland. The designated hitter. Right-hand batter stepping in to face Wilcox. 1-0, the Tigers in the lead. Batting .256, 8 homers, 16 RBIs. Wilcox kicks and deals, and there's a strike on the outside corner. Just above the knees on the corner. Outfield very deep and around the left on Alexander. Close stance hitter takes a half cut, and that is ruled a strike. Well, we've had 2 appeals, and on each one, the base umpire has ruled that the bat has gone across. 2 strikes on Alexander. Young man from Los Angeles. Digging in, waiting on Wilcox. Here it comes. He swings and misses. Got him on 3 pitches. That's the 3rd strikeout. He's had 3 in a row, Wilcox has. Mario Guerrero has done a fine job here, not only with the glove, but with the bat. Steps up. Guerrero batting .323, 13 RBIs, and 1 home run. Open stance hitter. Takes a cut. It's a drive up the alley, left center field. It'll be in between them. Off the wall. Guerrero going for 2. LaFleur's throw comes into Campbell, and it is a double. The first runner for Oakland. Had a visit from Wayne Walker. Paul and I were talking to Wayne before the game, and Wayne said Guerrero told him that he's not doing anything differently, that he just never got a chance to play with his previous club. Now he's showing what he can do. He's getting in there and playing every day. Here's Dave Revering coming to bat. Incidentally, Mr. Walker told us that last Friday he negotiated a new contract out here. Signed on with his TV station for several more years. So we're glad to pass that good news about Wayne back to his friends in Detroit. Here's Revering at the plate. He swings at the capper down to second. Dillard charges, gloves it, throw to Thompson. He's out, and Guerrero takes third base. Man on third, and Marty Perez playing third. You remember that yesterday Wayne Gross was removed from the ball game. He has an injured side, sustained in a slide at the plate in the opening game of this series. It acted up on him, and they decided he'd better get out of there, so he's not even playing in the starting lineup today. Perez 0 for 5 for the year. The infield is back on him. He's the right-handed batter standing deep with his feet rather close together. 1-0 Tigers, second inning in Oakland. Wilcox sets and deals. It's a strike. He got his slider over. .77 degrees when the game got underway here. Wilcox ready, kicks and deals. Here's a high one, and the count is 1-1. After Perez, the batter will be Etienne. Tigers are 7-3 on this journey. This is their 11th and final game. They are 1-1 in this series with Oakland. Wilcox ready to work again. Delivers. Here's a bounding ball to Dillard. He has it. They throw to Thompson. Sides retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left at the end of 2. The Tigers 1 and the A's nothing.
I have a message for my friends in the advertising biz around town. Of course, the rest of you can eavesdrop if you like. Here's the message. You guys and gals who produce TV commercials for your clients might not be aware that right under your very noses is one of the most modern, best-equipped videotape facilities in the United States. I'm talking about Wilding Video on Cadieux Road. If you're doing location shoots, Wilding has 2 fully equipped vans and 2 huge sound stages at Cadieux. Computer animation? Glad you asked. Wilding has the equipment right on the premises, along with computerized editing, film chains, 16 and 35 millimeter film to tape transfer, sound mix, plus a full staff of qualified video technicians to work with you. The point is, why make time-consuming trips to New York, Chicago, or the West Coast when top-flight TV commercial production is as close as Cadieux Road? Wilding Video has everything, and it's all under one roof, too.
This is Oscar Frenette with an invitation to Discover Detroit, mornings at 5:40 and 11:30 here on Radio 76, WJR Detroit. That's pause now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Jimmy Lawrence leads your bunch to lunch. Monday through Friday mornings from 10 to noon here at America's great radio station, WJR Detroit.
Alan Trammell leading it off now for the Tigers in the third inning. The Tigers have a 1-0 advantage, and Keogh ready to go to work against him. Trammell swings. It's a high fly ball, deep left, maybe. Page is going back, looking. It is out of here. A home run for Trammell. Young Mr. Trammell gets his first home run, and he hit it well back into the left field area over the wall. And the Tigers now lead it 2-0. And that is another Superior home run. Trammell's homer earns him a free case of those crispy, fresh Superior potato chips, and sends another case of Superior potato chips to Carmel Hall. That's his first Major League home run. He didn't hit one last year in 19 games. Dillard at the plate, and he takes the ball in close. Outfield shallow on Steve Dillard. Keogh delivers. Here's a fly ball hit into shallow center. North is there looking up in the bright sky. Makes the catch for the out. The home run by Trammell is the 21st that the Tigers have hit. Thompson the leader with 6. Here's Ron LaFleur, who singled in the first inning and came around to score. 2-0. Tigers lead them. There's a strike call. That was a sharp slider over from Keogh. 2-0 Tigers in the third. Little tapper foul back at the plate. Now, Ken Kelly took a tour of San Francisco with LaFleur and Whitaker and Trammell. Got a little home run power out of that tour. Tigers ahead, 2-0. Here's the motion by Keogh and the pitch. He swings and fouls it away. That's a line drive back of the plate. They can hit a line drive over the screen here and go back among the customers, directly back of the plate. Mankowski waiting on deck. LaFleur 1 for 1 this afternoon, facing the young right-hander. Here's the pitch. He swings and strikes out. Got him on a high, hard one. That's the third strikeout, 1 per inning so far for Keogh. And here's his first victim coming up. That's Mankowski. They're playing Phil to hit the ball a little bit to left. 2-0 Tigers. He backed him off. It's an inside fastball, ball 1. There's a curve outside. Mankowski, a good number 2 hitter. You have to have a man who can protect the plate. A good hit and run man, hit behind the runner. Help the man when he wants to steal. And also run pretty well. There's a bounding ball foul down past the first base. Oh, young Mr. Keogh gets a new baseball. Here's the motion and the pitch to Mankowski. Swung on and fouled away again. 2-2 the count on him. Most of the folks here are in the sunshine. They don't have a roof on this stadium as such. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He gets another strikeout. That's 4 of them for Keogh. The Tigers get a run on a homer by Trammell. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. And we move into the last half of third in Oakland. The Tigers 2 and the A's nothing.
Can you afford to throw money away at the supermarket, in your car, where you bank? City National Bank knows every nickel counts. That's why there's a big difference between City National and those other banks that charge you for writing checks.
Nobody has got what City National Bank has got.
City National Bank saves you money again with combo checking. Keep a minimum of $200 in checking or savings. You write all your checks without charge. All your checks without charge. Combo checking. No other bank in Michigan has it. No statement fees. No charge per check. Don't throw your money away on annoying service charges on checks. Come on in and open a City National Bank charge-free combo checking account now.
Who's got it? Nobody but City National Bank.
Also available at National Bank of Rochester and First Citizens Bank in Troy.
Wilcox ready to go to work now. The third inning coming up with Essian to lead it off for the Oakland team. Tigers got one in the first inning and then another one in the third on the home run by Trammell. They've picked up a 2-0 lead here in the early stages. Jim Essian was traded a couple of times for Richie Allen from the Phils to Atlanta and from Atlanta to Chicago. And then the White Sox had traded him off during the past offseason to the Oakland team. Right-hand batting Essian at the plate. And Wilcox delivers. It's a strike call. Essian hitting .218, a couple of home runs, one in this series, and 13 RBIs. Takes a pitch at the shoulder, and the count on Jim is 1-1. Leaning and waiting on the next one. Here it comes. He swings and misses. Had a pretty good cut of the fastball. 1 and 2 strikes on Essian. Wilcox ready, pitches. It's a foul fly, lifted out of play into the upper deck. That'll have a good scramble for it. And a lady from Walnut Creek caught it. Essian waiting at the plate. Here it comes. He takes a wide curve. 2-2 the count on him. 2-0 Tigers. We're in the third inning in Oakland. Tigers' next action will be Tuesday night at Tiger Stadium. First night game of the year. Be out there with us. There's a ball in tight. Checks his swing on a fastball in close. Now Mankowski backs up deeper at third. The infield is now all back, all 4 of them. Outfield around the left on Jim. Wilcox checks his sign with May, works again. The pitch is swung on and missed. He struck him out. The bat goes down past Mankowski, and the ball is in the mid of May. Sounds like an old English poem, the mid of May. Well, there's one away. That's the 4th strikeout for Wilcox. And Delaunay is coming to bat now, the right fielder. Batting left-handed, he takes a fastball in close. He's hitting .205, hitting a lot better left-handed than he is right. They're looking for a bunt. Mankowski in on the grass at third base. And he squares the bunt, and the pitch is over on the outside corner. The count on him is 1-1. Dilone is the way he spells his name. Delaunay waits, swings, hits a fly ball to left. Here comes Kemp. He's there to make the catch for the out. He was swinging shallow on the left-hand batter and then caught the ball in very shallow left field. 2 down, and the base is empty. Here's the top of the batting order, Bill North. LaFleur playing over to left center on the left-hand hitter. North steps out. He's not quite ready. North takes the pitch high. There was a little item in the paper this morning about North and the argument he had with Delaunay about the mix-up in the outfield yesterday. And he made a scene in front of the Oakland dugout. That's an area that we have no view of. There's a bounding ball down past that dugout, and the count is 1-1. And then later when we got to the ballpark, we heard that North didn't like the way the story had been written. I don't know what he can do about it, but that was the word around the park. Here's the windup in the pitch. He takes a strike, a curve across. 2-0, the Tigers have the 2. We're in the third inning. North getting back into the batter's box against Wilcox. Milt leaning in, about ready to go. North steps out again. Here's the motion in the pitch. He swings as a drive to left. It'll be foul back in the seat. Lots of foul territory here generally, but where the bullpens are, the stands cut out toward the foul line, and they have only about 7-8 yards between the line and the stands there. North takes. It is low, the curve over but low. 2-2. The Oakland bullpen down in the left field corner, the same side as the dugout, and the Tigers have their bullpen in the right field corner. Now the motion in the pitch. There's a little tapper foul rolling over to first base. It's a little strange, I think, in baseball. It's such a traditional game that you'll find that the dugouts vary in their location. You'd figure that baseball of all games would always have the home team dugout on the first base side or the third or something, but it varies in every park. 2-2 pitch. Wilcox winds, delivers. Here's a bounding ball back to Milt. He gloves it. Here's the toss over to Thompson, and he gets him out. 1-2-3 in the Oakland third inning. At the end of 3, the Tigers 2, the A's nothing.
When your car needs an oil change, chances are what you say is change the oil, which is all you need to say unless you want to make a change for the better. Namely, new Ultra D motor oil from Marathon. Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a special blend of natural and synthetic ingredients that's really different from conventional blends. A special blend that means better gas mileage for you. More miles per tank full. New Ultra D motor oil was tested by independent laboratories, including road tests in typical city and highway driving. And the results were the same. Improved gas mileage. More miles per tank full. So go ahead, improve your mileage. Get your car's engine together with Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil.
Make a change for the better with new Ultra D.
A change for the better from the people who do it better. Marathon Oil Company.
This is Jim Garrett. Need help sorting out a problem? Call Dialogue, 881-0270. Dialogue.
Tigers ahead 2-0. We go to the fourth inning now. Let's all enjoy hearing from Paul Carey.
All right, Ernie, thank you very much. Rusty Staub will lead it off for the Tigers here in the fourth inning. Got an equipment change, apparently. Apparently a change of glasses. Out near the bag at third. I don't know whether we're getting a change of personnel. No, it's Bill North just getting a change of glasses. Heading out into center field. Here's another final from the National League. The St. Louis Cardinals beat the San Diego Padres 8-4 with a 16-hit attack. Bob Porsche, who had that no-hitter earlier in the season, picked up his 5th win against 2 defeats. Freisleben the loser. Matt Keogh was just really beginning his 2nd full year as a pitcher in organized baseball. getting set to face Rusty Staub. Keeps that ball down low. Right-hander kicks and fires. Swung on and popped foul. It'll be out of play, I believe. Giving chase is Perez. And he can't quite get there. Down near the top row. Then he pointed out there's a lot of running space in the foul territory over toward the dugout. Stands kind of arced on either side of third and first. Rubbering at first, Edwards at second, Guerrero at short, Perez at third. There's another foul. This one back up this way into the second tier of the stands. Page is in left, North in center, Delaney in right for the A's with Essien continuing to do all the work behind the plate. Now the pitch to Staub. Swung on, they'll fly ball to left field. Coming on is Page. He's there, makes the catch. Rusty not getting around on Keogh. Flies out to left, one down in the Tiger fourth inning. I'll bring up Jason Thompson, who bounced into a double play his only time up against Keogh. Jason has a 6-game hitting streak going. Staub has really been hitting the ball at a consistent pace. 13 of the last 14 games he's hit safely in, 7 games in a row. Pitch is high to Jason for ball 1. Tigers have 2 runs on 3 hits. The A's are scoreless with 1 hit off Wilcox. Now the windup, the pitch to Thompson. It's low for ball 2. Keogh swiveling his neck out on the mound, now ready to work. The pitch to Jace. Swung on and popped up. It'll be catchable out toward third. Perez worrying with the sun, and he had trouble, but he made the catch. He took his eyes off the ball, looked towards Guerrero. Now the two of them are talking over there. Guerrero wasn't anywhere near Perez, and Keogh immediately had designated Perez as the man to catch the ball. But Marty had some difficulty either with the sun or with whatever he heard out there. But that's all academic now because he made the catch. 2 down in the Tiger fourth inning with the bases empty. That'll bring up Kemp. The pitch to Steve. It's a ball outside to Kemp. Steve singled to left to lead off the second inning. Had a 3-hit ball game yesterday. And ball 2 to Steve Kemp. Kemp hitting .320 at the moment. Here's the pitch from Keogh. Swung on a bouncer into right field. A base hit. Revering made no effort to go to his right on it. He might have been a little bit confused on that ground ball by Kemp, and I think some of the fans in the stands felt that Revering should have made a try at least. But it went right to his right, a couple of steps away into right field. So Kemp picks up his second straight hit. And the Tigers continue to have at least 1 hit. They've had 1 hit in each inning thus far. Here's Milt May. Milt grounded into a double play his first time at bat. Again, Kemp with that pretty good-sized lead at first. The pitch to the plate. Up high for ball 1. You remember, Kemp was on first in the second inning, but with nobody out, and there were repeated throws over to first base, and very close calls there, too, for Kemp. Now there are 2 down. The pitch. But low, it's 2-0 on May. Milt really hitting the ball with authority this year. He's hitting very crisply and has been able to pull the ball most of the season. Got a 5-game hitting streak. Ball 3 to May. On deck is Corcoran. Now Kemp lengthens his lead at first. The set, the pitch from Keogh. Swung on and fouled to the screen. May have the green light on the 3-0 count. Tigers were held down on Friday night by John Henry Johnson, but exploded with that 15-hit attack yesterday. and they picked up 4 hits already in this game. The pitch to May. Kemp goes. It's foul to the screen. Oh, Kemp went rolling on the 3-1 pitch to May. Tigers to come home after this ball game today. They'll be flying all night long, really, losing 3 hours to the sun. Now the pitch. Kemp goes. It is fouled back up into the stand. Tigers to open a 2-game series with the California Angels Tuesday night at Tiger Stadium. It's the beginning of a 7-game homestand. And we'll see these Oakland A's come in for a weekend series next weekend. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon, followed by Seattle for a pair. The pitch to May. He struck him out swinging. Went after an outside pitch that time. That's all for the Tigers in the 4th inning. As Keogh racks up his 5th strikeout for Detroit. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1. The A's come to bat in their half of the 4th inning. It's Tigers 2, Oakland nothing.
For years, the only choice you had in morning papers was take it or leave it. But now, there's a much nicer option open to you. The new Detroit News AM edition. A delightful alternative that gives you the latest news on the freshest finance. Plus lots of photos, features, and eye-opening insights from the likes of Jerry Green and Pete Waldmeyer. The new Detroit News AM edition. At newsstands at 6:30 every morning. It's the first good news of the day. The Detroit News happily introduces Morning with a brand new AM edition. So now, instead of the same old paper every morning, you've got a choice and a chance to get up for the day with the late breaking news, the hottest sports and stocks, plus chuckles from Charlie Manos, perceptive pearls from Pete Waldmeyer, lots of photos and great comics. The new Detroit News AM edition at newsstands at 6:30 every morning. It's the first good news of the day.
Milt Wilcox getting his 3rd start of the year. His first 2 appearances of the season were as a relief pitcher at Toronto and against the White Sox at home. And he got his first start at Chicago at the beginning of this road trip. And was not around for the decision. Milt retired in the 6th inning of that ball game that was eventually won by the Tigers with a big rally, you'll recall, tying the game in the 9th, scoring 4 times in the 10th. The Tigers won it 8-4, but Milt didn't have the decision. Well, then he came back last Tuesday night against the California Angels and went all the way, pitching a fine 4-hitter. Gave up a couple of runs, but a little better Tigers defense, and he would have shut them out. Oh, Milt is 1-1 on the year as he gets set to face Mike Edwards here in the 4th inning. There's a swing and a foul back into the stands. Wilcox, you'll recall, after being called up from Evansville last year, won his first 6 decisions with Detroit. Wound up 6-2 for the year. Swing and a fly ball to right field. Cochran is right there, steps in 1 step and makes the catch. Well, there's 1 away in the Oakland 4th inning. That'll bring up Mitchell Page. A lot of discussion as the season rolled along last year. There were a lot of fine rookies in the American League. Certainly Page was one of them. The Sporting News decided he was the best. Baseball Writers' Ballot, however, said no. There's a bouncer foul rolling down the first base line. Baseball Writers going with Murray of Baltimore. Now the pitch. Page swings and fouls it, and the bat goes out to first base. Jason gets out of the way in a hurry. That's the 2nd time. It's kind of dangerous at the corners here this afternoon. Mankowski had to elude a bat that slipped out of the hands of Jim Eschen. And now Thompson had to skip out of the way of a bat, got all the way almost to the outfield in right field. 2 strikes on Mitchell Page. The pitch from Wilcox. Page takes, it's outside. Page struck out his first time up against Wilcox today. Mills is ready. He delivers. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Ball dropped by May, but he fires to first, and the put out is officially made. So there are 2 down in the 5th inning. Check that in the 4th inning, and that's the 5th strikeout for Wilcox. Here's Gary Alexander, who fanned his first time up against Milt. Alexander has been hitting a lot of long shots in his first season with the A's. And even a lot of his outs have been line drives to the outfield. He checks, but it's on the corner for a strike. Final from the American League now. The Yankees came up with a run in the bottom of the 12th inning and defeated Texas 3-2. The 1-strike pitch to Alexander. A ball outside. Well, the run they came up with was the result of a home run by Chris Chambliss in the last of the 12th inning. Strike called on Alexander. Gossage got the victory for New York in relief. Barker in relief took the loss for Texas, and the Yankees beat the Rangers 3-2 in 12. Wilcox has a 1-2 count on Alexander. He delivers. He struck him out swinging. 6th strikeout for Wilcox. He's got him befuddled so far here today. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left for the A's after 4 innings. Tigers 2, Oakland nothing.
Little Caesars pizza, tastiest in town. A winner anywhere slice it all the way around. The carry-outs are good and hot, great for nighttime snacks. Or sit down at Little Caesars, just order and relax.
Little Caesars has sliced the price of pizza in half. If you clip out the 2-for-1 free pizza coupon that appears in your local newspaper or TV book, you'll get 2 medium Little Caesars pizzas for the price of 1. Now you can cut down on price without cutting down on taste. Little Caesars has the solution to those meals when mom doesn't feel like cooking and the family appetite is bigger than the budget. Use your free pizza coupon from Little Caesars. A winner any way you slice it.
If you want variety, there's a family in for you. It's a winner, come in and see. Little Caesars, it's a Little Caesars pizza, a great tasting treat for you.
Radio 76 salutes D. Michael Ross, recently appointed Director of Purchasing of the Fisher Body Division of General Motors Corporation. Congratulations, Mr. Ross, from WJR Radio.
Here's Tim Corcoran leading off the 5th inning for the Tigers. Detroit in front 2-0. Corcoran struck out his first time up against Keogh. Here's the first pitch of the inning to Corky. He takes it a little high for ball 1. Keogh has fanned 5. Wilcox has struck out 6. A lot of breeze down around home plate. The pitch to Corcoran. He took one on the corner for a strike. American League final now at Milwaukee. The Brewers lost to Kansas City. The Royals finally ended their skid that had gone 5 games. The Royals beat them 8-6. Corcoran takes a strike. It's 1-2 on him. 16 hits for Kansas City. One of them a home run by White. Gale the winner, Augustine the loser. There's a fly ball lifted to shallow center field, backing out as Edwards. North coming in behind him. He calls him off, makes the catch. Pop fly to Bill North. Edwards took a seat on the grass out there to make sure he didn't interfere with North that time. Neil O'Neill learned his lesson yesterday. Well, there's one out in the Tiger 5th inning. There's Alan Trammell at the plate. Allen homered to lead off the 3rd inning, his first of his major league career. There's a line drive caught by Edwards, the second baseman. Well, there are 2 down on the Tiger 5th. Before Dillard bats, let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Warren Pierce is ready to give you a line, 875-4476, your direct line to involvement and entertainment. Weekday nights at 7 here on WJR Radio 76 Detroit.
Pitch to Dillard, taken on the inside corner, in around the knees to Steve. A big curve. Steve flies to center. His only time up against Keogh. He delivers again. It's over the head for ball one. 2-0. The Tigers lead here in the top of the fifth inning. Tigers got an unearned run in the first inning, and then Trammell homered in the third. Ball 2 to Dillard. Steve fighting a slump at the plate. Not quite sure each time he comes up out of swing whether to adjust. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Keeps making changes every time he comes up. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Dillard. A high hopper over the mound, charged by Edwards. He gets the hop to throw. He got it. Good play by Edwards, who has a lot of speed out there at second. The Tigers retired in order for the first time in the ball game. After 4.5 innings, it's Detroit 2, Oakland nothing.
Try to get on base in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. The count is 3-2. Here's the pitch. Name the pitcher who hit 4 home runs in successive games. While you're taking time to think about it, pour yourself a cool, refreshing Labatt's beer. It was Ken Brett who set the record with the Philadelphia Phillies. By the way, when Brett was with the Red Sox in 1967, he was the youngest pitcher to pitch in a World Series game. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
For beer at its finest, get your hands on Labatt's. It's Canada's #1 beer, as fresh and crisp as where it comes from.
Well, Milt Wilcox gave the Tigers a big lift down in California Tuesday, attempting to do so again here this Sunday afternoon as a spot starter for the Tigers. Bob Sykes certainly lifted up the Tigers' hopes yesterday afternoon with his first effort of the 1978 season after just being called up from Evansville. Sykes with a brilliant 4-hit shutout of the A's. Asked Bob what he was doing differently because he had not been impressive in spring training at all, and that probably more than anything else because the Tigers needed left-handed help. But his appearances were less than impressive, and as I say, that probably more than anything else resulted in his staying behind and joining Evansville when the season began. Well, Bob said the only thing he's doing now is allowing himself to believe in himself. It was self-doubts, I think, that hurt Bob more than anything else last year and this spring. There's a pitch on the corner for a called strike. Mario Guerrero, the man who has the only hit off Milt Wilcox, leading off the fifth inning. He hit a one-out double in the second inning. He swings and pops the slicing fly ball to right. Corcoran is there, moves in a step or two, makes the catch. One away in the fifth inning. Well, the Tigers have felt that Bob Sykes possesses a major league arm. And he certainly showed one yesterday. Here's Dave Revering, who was in the Cincinnati organization for so many years. Made it to Oakland on the second try in terms of a deal for Doug Baer. Good-looking pitcher we saw last year with Oakland. The pitch from Wilcox. A little high for ball one. That was a change. He started them off with a slow one. 2-0. 2-0 rather. The Tigers lead it here. And it's 2-0 at the plate on Revering. Revering grounded out to Dillard his first time up. Wilcox, a little perturbed with himself, walks back on the grass out toward second base. A's have had just one base runner, Guerrero, following his double in the second inning. There's ball 3 to Revering. Wilcox losing the plate here against the tall left-handed hitter. Now he delivers. Strike called. Revering leaning and looking, but taking. Now the 3-1 pitch to Revering. He swings and lines one to left. A base hit. That's down the left field line. He may go for 2. Revering rounds first, puts the brakes on, and holds at first as Kemp comes up with the ball quickly near the line and left. Second hit for Oakland. It comes with 1 out here in the 5th inning. And brings up Marty Perez. Perez filling in at third base for Wayne Gross, who started yesterday's ball game but had that thigh injury act up on him. Revering has a pretty good-sized lead at first. The pitch. Strike called on Perez. He grounded out to Dillard his first time up. Little right-handed batter. He was not considered in Oakland's plans at all this winter, but in springtime, Mr. Finley signed him to a contract. Swing and a miss. He played out his contract. 2 quick strikes on Perez. Been around a while. He's now 31 years old. One of the few oldsters on this Oakland team. Now the pitch from Wilcox. Just missed with a fastball. Wilcox and May thought perhaps they had him. Perez has seen some defensive action more than offensive this year. Been in 9 games, but he's only batted now 6 times. The pitch. Fouled back into the stand. Marty's a cousin of one-time Cleveland pitcher Mike Garcia. Comes from the area out here of Azalea, California. Wilcox walking around and goes to the rosin bag now. He's got a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Perez with Revering at first, 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Perez. He swings and lifts the fly ball to right field. It's fairly deep. Corcoran goes back, has the range, makes the catch. Revering buffing at first, but he holds on as the throw comes into Dillard. So there are 2 down now in the 5th, and the batter will be Jim Essien. Essien struck out swinging and losing his bat in the 3rd inning. He stands very deep in the batter's box, digging a big hole for that right foot. Revering at first with 2 away. Wilcox to the belt, the pitch. But low, ball 1 on Essien. Former Detroit St. Martin star, Jim Essien. Now Wilcox looks to first. The pitch to Essien. Popped in the air, out toward second. Down with the glasses is Trammell. He's under, calling for it. He makes the catch. A towering pop fly, retiring the side here for Oakland in the 5th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors. They leave 1 after 5 innings. It's the Tigers 2, the A's nothing.
It's time to batter up during your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth Dealers 3rd Annual Honorary Tiger Bat Boy Contest. This is Ernie Harwell. This year, 22 Detroit area youngsters will be selected from each Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealership to become honorary Tiger Bat Boys. It's easy to enter. If your boy or girl is between the ages of 8 and 14, bring him or her into your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer before May 31st to register. Each youngster must be accompanied by a licensed driver 18 or older. On June the 5th, there will be a drawing to determine the winning Bat Boys. Then 22 games will be set aside to honor the winners. Each winner will receive a simulated Tiger uniform and tickets to the game for the family. So, batter up. bring your youngster into your participating Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer and sign him or her up to be an honorary Tiger Bat Boy. There's no obligation, and we'll even give your child a free Tiger iron-on patch just for registering. Stop in today.
This game is being brought to you by Labatt's. For beer at its finest, call for Labatt's. By Marathon dealers and distributors, people who've got together to do it better. By the Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers who've got Horizon, Motor Trend's Car of the Year. By Champion Spark Plugs. You can't buy a better plug than Champion. By the Detroit News. For the first good news in sports every morning, read the new Detroit News AM edition. By City National Bank, where you can get combo checking. And by Little Caesars Pizza, a winner any way you slice it. Now, more Tiger baseball action with Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey.
Top of the sixth inning here in Oakland. This is Paul Carey along with Ernie Harwell. The Tigers lead it 2-0. Ron LaFleur takes a called strike from Matt Keogh. Good pitching today by Keogh and Wilcox on this very warm, sunny afternoon in Oakland. The pitch to Ron. He takes it low for a ball. An American League final now, and what a slugfest they had at Baltimore today. Total of 34 hits. Minnesota beats Baltimore 15-9. There's a called strike on Ronnie. Jim Palmer was the starter and loser in that game. He gave up some total of 7 runs in the first 2 innings to the Twins. Max Scarce got the win in relief. Now the pitch to Ron. He swings and misses, struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Keogh. It's the second time he's handled LaFleur, who is now 1 for 3. That'll bring up Mankowski, who's fanned both times he's faced Keogh. Tigers heading home tonight to meet California on Tuesday night, the first night game of the season at Tiger Stadium. There's a curve outside to Mankowski. Don't forget there's an open date on the schedule on Wednesday, but there will indeed be a ball game. That's the 7 o'clock Sandlot game against Cincinnati. Swing and a miss by Mankowski. Pete Rose continuing to add on the hits above the 3,000 mark. Will be on hand with the Reds. Bill takes the strike. It was a slow curve in from Keogh, who's mixing his pitches up well. 1-2 on Mankowski. Here's the windup, the pitch to Phil. High for a ball. That'll square the count at 2-2. Jack Bellingham getting some throwing between games in down on the bullpen in right field. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and ripped foul outside first base. 1 out, nobody on. Here in the Tigers' 6th inning, the Tigers with a 2-0 lead. Picked up an unearned run in the first inning. LaFleur led off with a single, stole second, continued on to third on an error by the shortstop, and scored on a bounce-out by Staub that was booted by Revering. There's another foul on the ground behind the plate. It was an unearned run, although Staub was given an RBI on it. And then Alan Trammell led off the third with his first Major League home run. Towering fly ball to left field. It just got over the wall about 345 away from the plate. 2-2 count on Mankowski. Here's the pitch to him. Check swing, it's outside. Full count. Oh, he was tempted. Now the windup, the pitch to Phil. Swung on and fouled away again. Well, Frank Lucchese, the ex-Philadelphia Philly and Texas Ranger manager, on hand scouting here this weekend. Moving around and advance the Rangers. There's a ground ball to the right of the mound. Off comes Keogh. He flips over to Revering in plenty of time to get Mankowski. Little tapper. Just barely got a piece of it. There are 2 down in the Tigers' 6th inning. Lucchese was asked whether he was surprised by the way these A's are playing. He said, well, If you get a young ball club that's hungry, and they will surprise some people. A little low to Rusty Staub for ball one. Rusty 0 for 2. Has a 7-game hitting streak on the line in this game. He's hit in 13 of his last 14 games. A little high to Rusty, 2-0. Bases empty with 2 down in the Tigers' 6th inning. Now Matt Keogh kicks high and delivers on the corner for a strike. That is slider on the corner that time. There's ball 3 to stop. Keogh works quickly, comes right back. He walked Staub. That's the first base on balls given up by Keogh. Gives the Tigers a base runner with 2 down here in the 6th inning. And brings up Jason Thompson. Hitless in 2 trips against Keogh. They were awed a little bit here in the stands yesterday by that gigantic blast of Thompson right down the right field line. It curled around the foul pole into the middle tier of the grandstand. Staub now edging away from the bag at first. Keogh glances over his shoulder. Here's the pitch. It's high for ball 1 to Jason. And Essien wants a new baseball. It'll be good to get back home. This has been a long trip, the longest of the year for the Tigers. 2 weeks. Cleveland's on a 19-game trip, however. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball deep to right field. It may be. It is gone. Another home run for Jason Thompson. A 2-run blast here in the 6th inning. Staub scoring ahead of Thompson, who has now hit 7 home runs this year. The score now 4-0 on the 2-run blast by Jason Thompson. Delaunay took 2 steps back and said goodbye. And that's another Superior home run. A homer by Jason earns him a free case of those crispy, fresh Superior potato chips and sends another case of Superior potato chips to the Catholic Social Services of Oakland County. 4-0 Tigers. A couple of homers for the Tigers here today. By Trammell, his very first. By Thompson, his 7th. Here's Steve Kemp. He takes a strike. Now Keogh ready, delivers inside to Kemp. A 1-1 count. Lacey and Coleman in the bullpen for the A's. So lined up by Keogh. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner. 1-2 on Kemp. Thompson now has 16 runs batted in this year. Kemp takes high, evening the count at 2-2. Kemp is 2 for 2 in this game. A pair of singles, 1 to left field, 1 to right. Keogh ready, delivers. Punched foul. That was outside the strike zone. He reached out and tapped it over into the Oakland dugout. Well, the last 5 Tiger home runs, Thompson has hit 4 of them. Trammell the other one. The pitch to Kemp. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. That's all for the Tigers in the 6th inning, but they had 2 runs on the belt by Jason. That was the only hit plus a walk. No errors, nobody left after 5.5 innings. It's now the Tigers 4, the A's nothing.
When it's time for a change, what you'd probably like to have is a change for the better. That's why Marathon came up with new Ultra D motor oil. It is definitely a change for the better. Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a change for better gas mileage.
A change for the better.
New Ultra D is a change for improved engine protection.
A change for the better.
New Ultra D is a change that means faster starts no matter what the temperature.
A change for the better.
Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a special blend of natural and synthetic ingredients. It's really different from conventional blends. Meaning when Ultra D gets together with the engine of your car, things do get better.
Make a change for the better with new Ultra D motor oil.
New Ultra D motor oil. A change for the better from the people who do it better. Marathon Oil Company.
Make a change for the better with new Ultra D. Make a change for the better with new Ultra D.
When the Tigers come home, there'll be some special events lined up. Next Wednesday, for instance, that Sandlot Benefit Exhibition game between the Cincinnati Reds and the Tigers. It's a 7 o'clock start time. Reds returning the favor. The Tigers started out down in Cincinnati back on April 10th. Played for the benefit of Sandlot Ball in the Southern Ohio area. And the benefits will be given to the Western Ontario and Northern Ohio and Michigan amateur baseballers for the proceeds from Wednesday night's game. Next Saturday, it'll be Tiger Day at the stadium when the Oakland A's are in for a single game in the afternoon. And early in the morning, well, earlier in the day at least, at 11 in the morning, they'll have the Tigers High School Clinic. Autograph Day coming up. The next one will be a week from today, next Sunday, when the A's and Tigers hook up in a single game. Well, the A's and Tigers go at it here in the bottom of the sixth inning now. It's Miguel Delaney leading it off for Oakland. Up once, he flied to left. Milt Wilcox into the motion. A pitch. It's a strike as Mankowski sneaking in from third, and Delaney shortened up, but he didn't offer. Wilcox delivers. There's a punt popped in the air toward second, caught by Dillard, who charged in quickly to get that one before it hit the ground. Had he not caught it before it hit the ground, Delaney would have been blazing down there. He had really gotten a head start out of the home plate area. But there's one down in the sixth inning. Well, as the Tigers were saying, the Oakland ball game is running. It's an aggressive type of ball game, and the Tigers took it away from them yesterday by jumping out quickly in front. And a fellow like Delaney has simply got to be on base to be a threat, but he's not hitting all that well. He can't run unless he's on base first. Here's Bill North, batting left-handed. He takes a strike. North is 0 for 2. 4-0. The Tigers lead the A's here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Milt Wilcox into the motion, the pitch. There's an off-speed pitch outside. 1-1 on North. Wilcox has struck out 6, has not walked anybody, and has allowed only 2 hits. North takes a strike. The fastball clipped the outside corner. Coleman continuing to work in the bullpen while the A's are batting here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Joe worked an inning against Detroit yesterday. Here's the windup by Wilcox and the pitch. And I believe it hit him. Yeah, he turned away. Wait a minute. No, I guess not. He's walking around. Ball did some funny things. Bounced way off to the right. Bounced on the dirt first. North kind of just nonchalantly turned in a circle around there to the right of the plate. May spun around trying to get it. Nobody did. Just goes as a ball. 2-2 count on Bill North. The pitch to him. Ball 3, high and away. 1 out, nobody on here in the A's sixth inning. Wind has changed direction today, and not nearly as much of it. Going out for the most part. Outside for a ball, and North draws a walk. The first given up by Wilcox. That'll bring up Mike Edwards. Edwards 0 for 2 has struck out and flied to right. But I think we're going to get a pinch hitter. Yep, Jerry Tabb, T-A-B-B, has picked up a bat.
Jerry Tabb batting for Edwards.
Tabb pinch hit in the opening game here on Friday night, and that was his only time at the plate this season. Did not start out the year with Oakland. Played quite a bit with them last year. So Tabb comes in to pinch hit for Mike Edwards here in the 6th inning. With North at first. We'll see whether with a 4-run deficit they've got North running. Because that is the A's game. Here's the pitch. Taken high for a ball. Bluffed by North at first base. John Hiller is beginning to loosen in the Tiger bullpen now. Tigers in front 4-0, but with one down, North walks. Takes a big lead at first. The pitch to the plate. Tabb takes it low for ball 2. Now Coleman has put a jacket on for Oakland, walking back toward the A's dugout. Might be that Joe will take over the next inning. Foucault has joined Hiller in the bullpen. The 2-0 pitch. Strike called on Tabb. Strong left-handed batter. Tabb has power. Once had 29 home runs in a minor league season. The pitch to him. Strike. Oh, he just caught the outside corner. Tabb laid off. It's a 2-2 count on him now. That was a big pitch for Milt. Tabb, a former member of the Chicago Cubs, goes Bill North, who leads at first base. The pitch to the plate. Swung on, a fly ball, lifted to shallow left field. Backing out is Trammell, coming in as Kemp. Look out, Kemp calls him off. He makes the catch. Looking up into that high sky, and North, almost to second base, hustles back. With a tough chance. Look out, Kemp calls him off. He makes the catch. Looking up into that high sky, and North, almost to second base, hustles back. With a tough chance for Trammell, and just as tough for Kemp, although he had a better angle. Nevertheless, he had to look into that sky all the way. 2 out now as Tabb hits the pop fly to left, and it'll bring up Mitchell Page. Page has struck out both times in this game against Wilcox. Stretch by Milt, and the pitch to him. Foul to the screen. Ball bouncing all the way past May out toward the mound. Oh, are they going to keep that in play or not? Well, I guess they're going to try. Really whacked the backstop. Hiller and Foucault still loosening in the bullpen for Detroit. Wilcox, with his glove on his knee, goes to the stretch. The pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 strikes on Page. Page signed a contract with Charlie Finley this winter that he described as a very happy one for him. Not take him very long to come to agreement with the Oakland owner. A raise of about 120%. The pitch. Foul to the screen. Mitchell's a fine young man who's really pretty grateful for the opportunity to make it to Major League Ball through the Oakland organization. Wilcox swapping baseballs again with plate umpire Jim McKeon. Bill North at first base with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Tigers in front 4-0. A stretch by Wilcox. It's the throw on the right field side. It's just a gorgeous day out here in the Bay Area. We've had all sorts of odd weather, though, around the country with the snows in Colorado, the sandstorms in Southern California. Well, the pitch swung on and popped foul up this way. Well, we've enjoyed the Dixieland Band out here at the Oakland Coliseum over the weekend. The traditions here. Page battling Milt Wilcox with a two-strike count on him. Now Wilcox ready. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. He didn't go fishing for that one. Fastball outside. Off a set by Wilcox. He delivers way outside. May had to come up out of the crouch in a hurry. 2-2 count now on Page. That ball got away from Wilcox. Seems to be struggling a little bit here in the sixth inning. Got his cap off. Out on the infield grass. Back up on the slat, looking over at Bill North, who gets his lead. Thompson holding on the bag. Left-hand batter at the plate. The pitch to Page. Ooh, he took it close inside. Full count. Well, Wilcox got the first two strikes on him, and then Page fouled off a couple more, but now Wilcox has worked a little too finely. Had one bad pitch in the batch and has gone full count. A stretch by Wilcox. The pitch, the runner goes. It is fouled away. Well, the battle continues again. The swapping of baseballs. Wilcox keeps getting one that he doesn't like. Bill North, who was hampered by injuries last year, getting his lead at first base. He was held down, one of the premier base stealers in the business. And he draws a throw, almost a wild one. Thompson speared it. Red Shanedeans, coaching at first, ducked away. He thought it was already by Thompson. Now North leading again. Not a very big one right now. For the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fouled down the first base line. North is getting some wind sprints now with a 3-2 count on Page. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network. Corky finally arrived on the scene a little bit late, and it fell between Dillard and Corcoran, down about a step or so away from the bullpen bench. Sky is something they've really got to deal with out here today. It is cloudless overhead. Now Page getting back into the batter's box. I see where Corcoran was playing. He had a very long run to go after that ball. Not playing for Page to pull Wilcox. And a bunching toward the middle. Here's the pitch. There's the fly ball lifted to right field, toward first base, really, out on the grass with the outfield at Dillard. He makes the catch, and a lot of white in the glove of Dillard as he fought the sun. But that finally retires the Oaklands here in the sixth inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, no errors, one man left after 6 innings of play. It's the Tigers 4, the A's nothing.
During this break in the action, here's an update from WJR News. Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin was cheered at an Israeli national anniversary celebration in New York today as the Jewish leader wound up a visit to the United States. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Begin again objected to the proposed sale of American warplanes to Egypt and Saudi Arabia, saying the deal poses a serious threat to Israeli security. Senator Frank Church today appealed to President Carter to modify his proposal to sell warplanes to Israel and the Arabs to include more safeguards for Israeli security. And there are indications that such safeguards are in the works. The State Department has halted a nearly $3 million contract between an Ann Arbor company and China for the purchase of earth scanning equipment. It was intended for use for oil exploration and earthquake detection, but the State Department says it could be adapted to military purposes. The Carter administration's chief inflation fighter, Robert Strauss, says that medical and legal fees are outrageously high. He indicated doctors and lawyers will soon be feeling White House pressure to reform those fees. Detroit's temperature, 61 degrees. This is Bill Smith, WJR News, reporting.
Well, we've got a new pitcher on the mound now for Oakland. As suspected, Joe Coleman will take over here in the 7th inning to face his old teammates. Some of them are teammates, at least, remaining from the Tiger teams when Joe was one of the stalwarts on the Tiger mound staff. Matt Keogh goes 6 innings, allows the 4 runs, total 5 hits, 1 walk. He struck out 7. Ready to go in the 7th inning. Here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul. Milt May will lead it off against Joe Coleman. Staggs at second base. Coleman pitching, and it is a ball outside. The Tigers have the lead here in Oakland in the rubber game of the series, 4-0 in the 7th inning. A couple of home runs by a couple of T-men have done it. Trammell and Thompson, TNT, for 3 of the 4 runs. So the infield now, Perez at third, Guerrero at short, Staggs at second, and Revering at first. They've got Page, North, and Delaunay in the outfield. Etienne is still the catcher, and Joe Coleman on the mound. Joe with a record of 2-0. All in relief, and the fires at the 4th ball down low. The count is 2-1 on Milt May. There's a breaking pitch in close. 3-1 the count on Milt. He'll be followed by Corcoran, and then it'll be Trammell here in the 7th. Swing and a fly ball lifted to left field. Page is under it. Now got a late start. Comes in and makes the catch. Had a little trouble with that. They're having some trouble with the high sky and the sunshine here today. Here's Corcoran. He struck out and fly to center against the starting pitcher, Keogh. You've got 2 pitchers on the mound today for Oakland. Sons of former major leaguers, Keogh and Coleman. Tigers got a run in the opening inning on a single by LaFleur. He stole second and went to third on the error by Guerrero and came home when Staub hit a bounding ball that Reverend booting at first base. It's a fly hit to right field deep going back. Delaunay. North is there. North makes the catch. That one hit right between them, but high enough for Billy North, the center fielder, to cruise over to the glove side and haul it in. So here's Trammell, who got the second Tiger run in with a home run, his first of his major league career, when he led off the 3rd. And the other 2 runs came in the 6th inning with 2 out on a walk to Staub and a home run by Jason Thompson. Forget now, the Tigers are home Tuesday night against California. Come on out and greet them. That'll be the first night game of the year at Tiger Stadium. Coleman gives him a curve in above the knees. 1 strike on Alan Trammell. Bright sunny day in Oakland. 4-0 tie. There's a little tapper foul back of the plate. Frank Imberg, who was in radio in Detroit and then later in Bay City, has moved out here to the area. Bought a station in Modesto. He's up here this afternoon to try to root the Tigers in. Now Coleman checks his sign with Etienne and sidearms him. It's a wide breaking ball. 1-2. Tigers have had a hit in every inning except the 5th. They went down 1-2-3 against Keogh on that one. Low pitch, he checked his swing. 2-2 on Alan Trammell. Dillard waits on deck. Coleman rocks and pitches. Here's a foul that'll drift in the seat. Lower deck, back of the Tiger dugout. Allen leaning in, waiting, forward and about his box. Right-hander against the right-hander. Here's the pitch. He swings and there's a fly ball to center field. North coming hard, can't get it. Drops in front of him in right center, and Trammell gets his 2nd hit of the afternoon. He and Kemp for the Tigers with 2 hits apiece. Steve Dillard, he has fly to center and bounced to second base so far. Lou Whitaker walking around very well now, even running, and he should be back in action maybe in about a week or so. Here's the ball outside. He had some advice from some of the other Tigers. Don't come back until after Ryan pitches. That might deter anybody's comeback a little bit. There's a ball outside. Ryan pitched a great game the last time out against Cleveland. One hitter. He struck out 12. When he's right, he is really right. 2-0 pitch on the way. Dillard swings at a bounding ball on the left side. Guerrero makes a backhand stop to the second. A beautiful play by Mario. And the side retired. He took a hit away from Dillard with a great grab deep in the hole. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the last half of the 7th inning. It is the Tigers 4, the A's nothing.
Well, I remember way back in '62, and those magic moments with Mary Lou, hanging out at the drive-in in my '57 Ford V8.
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Ford's better than your Ford.
Oh, yeah? What do you got in that thing?
Yeah, well, I got a new set of Champion plugs.
Oh, well, hey, listen, man, I just remembered I got to get my ducktail trimmed, right?
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Pinto gets better mileage than your Pinto.
Oh, yeah? Tell me, what do you got in that thing?
Yeah, well, I got a new set of Champion plugs.
Oh, wow. Hey, I got a split. I just remembered I got to get a hair transplant, right? Hey, time's changed.
Buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion #1 in the world, #1 in your car.
Well, this broadcast is made possible by the Detroit Baseball Club and the American League and is intended for the private use of our listening audience. Rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play is prohibited unless prior consent is received from WJR Detroit, the Detroit Tiger Baseball Club, and the American League. The announcers for this broadcast are selected and employed by WJR Radio and the Detroit Tiger Baseball Club. Ernie?
7th inning stretch here in Oakland. The home fans are standing for their heroes. And Gary Alexander, who is the #1 hero, I'd say, in this area right now in the baseball way, steps up. He has struck out twice so far this afternoon against Wilcox, who's blanked them through 6 innings. Right-hand batter takes a ball low and away. Tigers trying to win the rubber game of the set. Wilcox delivers, cut and a miss on a fastball. Outfield very deep. They play this hitter deeper than anybody in the lineup. Here's a swing and a miss on the fastball. That one right through the letters. 1-2, the count on Alexander. Guerrero waiting at the on-deck circle. Struck him out on a high outside pitch. He swung at a bad pitch. That's the 3rd time that Alexander's gone down on strike. And it's the 7th strikeout for Wilcox. Sosa is throwing in the Oakland bullpen right now. Here's Guerrero coming to the plate. Mario had the first hit off Wilcox, a double. He fouls this one away to the screen. Wilcox has allowed 2 hits, the 1-out double by Guerrero in the 2nd, and a 1-out single by Revering in the 5th inning. He's walked 1, he's struck out 7. Right-hander ready, kicks and deals, and watch out. That was in close. Guerrero went down, and he gave Wilcox a little bit of the family look out there for a minute. Getting up now and trying to resettle into the batter's box. The A's have left only 3 men on today. Here's a swing and a miss on a curve. Guerrero got as far as third base in the second inning after his double and the bounce out by Revering. Here's the pitch. He swings and fouls it back of the seat. Mario's the only man on the Oakland team who's moved past first base against Wilcox. Here's the pitch. He swings, and there's a little pop fly down the right field line, maybe trouble. Dillard going over, and he grabs it and holds on. A great catch by Dillard. He juggled it slightly, and it ended up in the webbing of his glove.
I don't know whether he called that fair or foul. It was right on the line when he was making the catch.
I don't think Mr. Kosk ever gave us a signal, but anyway, it's out number 2. Either way, it was very close, right near the line. And here's Dave Revering at the plate. He has the other of the 2 hits. He's bounced to second base and singled. Slender left-hand batter waiting on Wilcox here in the 7th inning. The Tigers have the lead, 4-0. And it is a fastball low today, ball 1. See at Tiger Stadium Tuesday night with the Angels coming to town. Here's a high fly ball, short center. Going back is Campbell. He's in center field. He has it in the side out 1, 2, 3 in the Oakland 7. We go to the 8th inning. Tigers 4, A's nothing.
When can you afford to throw money away?
Not when I shop.
Not when I drive.
Not when I go to the bank.
Small change can add up to big dollars. That's why there's a big difference between City National Bank and those other banks that charge you for writing checks.
Nobody has got what City National Bank has got.
Only City National Bank saves you money with combo checking. Keep a minimum $200 in checking or savings. You write all your checks without charge. All your checks without charge. Combo checking. No other bank in Michigan has it.
No statement fee.
No charge per check.
At City National Bank, I feel terrific because I'm not throwing money away.
Don't throw your money away. Open a City National Bank charge-free checking account now.
Who's got it? Nobody but City National Bank.
Also available at National Bank of Rochester and First Citizens Bank in Troy.
This is Radio 76, where news comes first every hour. And I'm Dave White, inviting you to join us, just so you'll know, here on WJR Detroit.
Tigers moving along with a 4-0 lead, 8th inning, and LaFleur will be facing Coleman. Ron has a 1 hit in 3 chips. He singled and then struck out twice against the starter Keogh. He scored the first Tiger run in the opening inning, a single, a steal, and a couple of errors got him in. Trammell homered in the 3rd, and then a walk to Staub and a home run by Thompson in the 6th inning, accounting for the other 2 Tiger runs. Dick Stedman, who used to be in radio in Michigan, is out here in the cleaning business now, and he's here to see the Tigers in action today. Coleman not quite ready to go into action. Now he's ready. He pitches, and there's a bounding ball to shortstop. Guerrero way back to throw to first, and he is safe at first. Guerrero's throw a little up the line toward right field, and Ron may have had it beaten anyway. It'll be scored as a single, his 2nd hit. So LaFleur, Kemp, and Trammell have faced the hitting with 2 apiece, and the other Tiger hit, the 7th one, is the home run by Thompson. Here's Mankowski, who has struck out twice and bounced back to the pitcher. 4-0 Detroit leading Oakland in the 8th inning. Tigers trying to win their 8th game on this 11-game trip. It's the final game of the trip. There's a bunt out in front, picked up by Etienne. He'll throw to first base. Revering takes the throw, and it is a sacrifice by Mankowski.
2-3 in the sacrifice.
That moves LaFleur into second base. And the batter will be Rusty Staub, who has that modest hitting streak on the line. He's hit in 7 straight games. 13 of the last 14, but he's without one today. It's been safe on an error. Fly to left and draw the base on ball. Joe Coleman on the mound pitching to Rusty Staub. 4-0 Tigers in the 8th inning. He backed him off with a breaking pitch. Good stop by Essien. Jason Thompson waiting at the on-deck circle. They don't really have an on-deck circle here. They put a piece of round plastic out with the insignia of the team on it, and that is the on-deck circle. There's a bounding ball to second base. Staggs has it, flips it over to first to Revering. Staub's out, and LaFleur moves on to third. Man on third now in the 8th. And here's Rooftop Thompson stepping in. He's hit into double play, popped to third, and hit his 7th home run of the year. 2 home runs in this series for Jason. 1 in each of the last 2 games. They've got the outfield really not pulling him much. They're almost straight up on him. And the infield back. LaFleur keeping an eye on Coleman. Ron has never stolen home. There's a bounding ball to shortstop. Guerrero has it. Throw to first. He took a hit away from Thompson. He was playing over that anyway, and it was almost up the middle, but he went far to the left, gloved it, and fired to first for the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. At the end of 7.5 innings, Detroit 4, Oakland nothing.
It's time to play the Labatt's baseball trivia game. And you're at bat. Who was the last Cleveland player to win a batting title? Call a timeout and pour yourself a cool, refreshing Labatt's beer. The last time a batting crown belonged to a Cleveland Indian was in 1954 when Bobby Avila hit .341. Avila was also the first Latin American to win the coveted batting title. Beer and baseball really go together. Always have, always will. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
For beer at its finest, get your hands on Labatt's. It's Canada's #1 beer. As fresh and crisp as where it comes from.
Wilcox has pitched a very strong game. He's got a 4-0 lead with Oakland batting in the 8th inning. Another Tiger fan here today, Jim Reedy from Lake Orion. He's stationed out here in San Francisco. Also the Snyders. Also Jeff Lipshaw, who's at Stanford. And Bob Tavasnik, who's studying at Stanford. We've got the paid attendance, a good turnout here, 16,239. Thank you, Paul. 16,239. That's the biggest crowd since opening day. Formerly, the biggest crowd since opening day was at 14,000 plus on Friday night here. Here's Marty Perez, 0 for 2, and the right-hand batter takes a slider across, strike called. 8th inning, Tigers have the lead, 4-0. Final game of the 11-game trip. There's a fly hit to right. Corcoran came in, now goes back. He's there. He has it. And there's 1 down. Most of the pitches of Wilcox have been hit in the air. In fact, there's not been a ground ball for an out from the bats of the Oakland A's since the 3rd inning when Bill North bounced back to Wilcox. Everything else has been up in the air since then. Now here's Jim Essien. He struck out and popped to short. Wilcox delivers, and Essien takes a breaking pitch wide, high and away. 4-0, Tigers leading. A couple of home runs facing the Tiger attack, Trammell and Thompson. He fouls this one away, back of the plate. Good catch by a gentleman in a white T-shirt, right in the upper deck, front row.
Most unusual game. Neither third baseman Mankowski nor shortstop Trammell have had an assist in this game.
That's true. Dillon had a couple there in the second inning, and Wilcox, and that's about it. Here's the pitch. He takes the ball outside. Delaunay waiting on deck. 1 out of the 8th inning, 4-0 Tigers. Wilcox pitches, and it's a strike to Essien. He might like to have that one back, Essien. That was a fastball about belt high. Outfield to left on Jim. Dangerous hitter. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. He swings and fouls it off. Back in the same spot. This time the young man with a glove speared it. Some of the folks around here who live here telling us that this is the nicest weekend they've had in the weather department in quite a while. Here's the pitch. Swing, fly ball, right field. Oakland is there. He comes in a step. He has it. And there are 2 down in the Oakland 8th inning. Delaunay will be the batter now. He's flied to left field and popped to second. Tigers have kept their bullpen active for the last several innings. Hiller and Foucault have been throwing down there in the corner. Wilcox pitching, but nobody on, 2 down. They're looking for the bunt again from Delaunay. Mankowski in close. He bunts toward third. Mankowski's ready, but the ball rolls foul. Bill North waiting at the on-deck circle. After California comes in to play the Tigers, then they'll have that exhibition game with Cincinnati. You'll get to see Pete Rose in action. That's on May the 10th, a night game. It's a curve in too close on Delaunay, 1-1. And after the Cincinnati Fairmount benefit game, Oakland and Seattle journey into Tiger Stadium. So we've got a lot of baseball on tap for you against these West Coast teams. California, Oakland, and Seattle. Hope you'll be out there with us. Now the motion and the pitch. He swings as a drive to left for a hit. Delaunay singles in the left center field, makes a big turn, skids to a stop, and that is the first hit since Revering had a 1-out single in the 5th. It's the 3rd hit off Wilcox. 2 singles and a double. Top of the batting order now, Billy North stepping up. Batting left-handed. Saturday, the Tigers will put on the Michigan High School Tiger Clinic. Also the Tiger Day against the A's next Saturday. There's a strike called on North. And then on Sunday, that's a week from today, we'll have the autograph day. A's trying to get started. Tigers lead them 4-0 in the 8th inning. 2 men out and 1 man on for Oakland. North punts the ball toward third. Wilcox comes over, fields it, but it's a foul ball. North, who had already crossed the base, has to come on back, and Delaunay, who was already at second, has to come on back. Don't forget the scoreboard show with Paul Carey. You'll have a lot of scores to report on and details of the Major League action for you. Wilcox taking his time getting his breath back now after that run across the foul line between home and third. Thompson holds on the bag with Delaunay. He's a very fleet runner, and he's got a pretty good lead. But they are trailing by 4 at this stage. And the pitch, North takes a high curve in too close on him. 1-2 the count on Bill. Steve Staggs, the former Blue Jay, waiting on deck. Here's the set. Wait a minute, they're going to call time. Wilcox started his motion and stopped right in the middle of it. time had been called by the plate umpire McKeon. Who called, and Hiller's stopping their action in the bullpen to watch the action on the field. Hiller was saying the other day the toughest thing about relief pitching is getting up and getting down a lot in the bullpen, warming up, and then doing it 3 or 4 times, not knowing when you're going to go in. It's all part of the business. North hits a bounding foul down past third. Got that ball in tight on him. He didn't handle the bat too well. It jammed him. Now Wilcox gets a new baseball to throw. Tigers got a run in the first inning on a single by LaFleur, steal of second, and 2 errors. And then they scored on a home run by Trammell, the first of his major league career, leading off the third. Now a walk to Staub and a homer by Thompson, his 7th home run in the 6th inning, and that's how they got that 4-0 lead. Now Bill North swings and fouls it away. That'll reach the seat back of the Oakland dugout. Wilcox got a ball he didn't like and goes for another one. Generally, pitchers have very sensitive fingers. They can feel a ball, they'll like it or they won't like it. And although most of them use the rosin bag, there have been some early win, for instance, who didn't like the rosin bag. He felt that took away from some of his sensitivity in the fingers. Now the set, the pitch. He swings as a base bounding ball to second. A base hit up the middle. Fast Dillard. On the third goes Dillard. And the Oakland A's, for the first time in the game, have 2 men on. They've got runners at first and third. Dillard going to his right. Couldn't reach that one as it bounced up the middle. And now, before we get Staggs at the plate, let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Bob Hines inviting you to join me weekends right here on America's great radio station for the Great Weekend. Here on Radio 76, WJR Detroit.
To be Staggs, the first time at bat in this game, he came in to replace the second baseman Edwards, who left for a pinch hitter. Staggs hitting .357 in 15 games. No home runs and no RBIs, but a chance to deliver a run or 2 here with runners at first and third, 8th inning, 2 down. Wilcox sets and pitches, and Staggs swings and doesn't get it. That was a fastball through the letters. Wilcox, who had not allowed a hit since the 5th inning with 1 out, gives up 2 back-to-back here with 2 down in the 8th. Infield around the left on the right-hand batting Staggs. Now North is yelling something in. I think he wants the umpire McKeon to inspect the ball. And McKeon and North are having a long-distance conversation now. McKeon looks like he's a little perturbed at Bill.
He was giving him the old thumb sign there. I don't know whether he's warning him that you say anything more and you're out. Looks like it.
McKeon went out then and looked at the ball, gave it back to Wilcox. It didn't seem to be any problem. Now Dillard comes in to talk to Milt for a moment. Thompson holding on the bag with North. Delaunay not going anywhere much from third. He's just sort of wandering down the line there. 2 on and 2 out, and the Tigers lead 4-0. Here's Staggs waiting, and the pitch on the way. He bumps the ball, and it's foul and over the screen. That's the 3rd straight Oakland batter who's tried to bunt his way on. Several reasons for that. They're not hitting Wilcox anyway, and it's a maneuver when you're not hitting the pitcher too well to try to lay one down. Also, in the late innings, the pitcher might be tiring, and it would make him feel the ball and tire him out a little quicker, and also might punch one by him. Oh, 2 strikes now on Staggs. Let's see what happens. Man on first, man on third. Here's the set by Wilcox. He delivers. Staggs swings and fouls it off. That one will reach the seats back of the plate. Had a pretty good cut at that one for a strike 2 pitch. Tigers have led in this one all the way. They've got a 4-0 advantage at the moment. Second time that the A's have moved a man as far as third. Strike 2 on Staggs. Now time called at the plate by umpire Jim McKeon. Now Wilcox ready again. Here's the pitch. He takes the high one at the shoulder. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Milt went back to the fastball on that one and jammed him, but in too close. Not much of a lead for North at first base, with Thompson holding on the bag with him. Page will be the next batter. 4-0 Tigers, 8th inning. Oakland trying to get it going. Wilcox pitches. Here's a fastball in too close. Oh, that was almost a strike. He started his swing and checked in time. Had him fooled for a split second, but then he recovered. Steve Staggs is stepping away from the plate now. Gets back in to face Wilcox. Here it comes. He swings, fly ball at the center field deep. LaFleur going back, still going back. He'll have room. He's there. He has it for the out. Caught it right in front of the warning track. Fly to deep center, retiring the side. No runs. 2 hits, no errors, and 2 are left at the end of 8. The Tigers 4, Oakland nothing.
Here's an important message from Marathon for homeowners who heat with fuel oil. This announcement can mean important dollars in your pocket if you act before June 1st. During Marathon's introductory offer, you can save a full $20 on the purchase of a new Honeywell Fuel Oil Saver thermostat when you sign up for their burner service plan. You can buy the regular $79.95 Honeywell thermostat for just $59.95 and then be in a position to possibly save up to 20% on heating costs thereafter. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Residents of Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties can learn more about this special offer and Marathon's 12-month budget plan by calling Marathon toll-free at 1-800-552-8950. Take advantage of this chance to save $20 right now and possibly save even bigger dollars on heating costs later on. The introductory offer expires June 1st, so call Marathon now at 1-800-552-8950.
Did you know that golf pro Dolph Insterwald beat 1.5 million to 1 odds when he shot a double eagle on a 501-yard par 5 hole? I'm Dale Conquest, WJR Sports.
A little Dixieland, West Coast style, right down below us here. The Merle Albier, the West Coast out here now, playing in the Oakland Coliseum. The Tigers playing a 4-0 tune at the moment. They've got the lead, and Steve Kemp will be the first man to face Joe Coleman in the Tiger 9th inning. Kemp had 2 singles, and he struck out. That was all against the starting pitcher, Keogh. Coleman, who worked early in this series in the game yesterday, goes into action, and it is a ball outside. Joe has been in for 2 innings and allowed a couple of hits, both singles. Outfield is straight up on him. Kemp swings. There's a drive to left center. Another hit for Steve Kemp. 3 hits again for Steve. He had 3 yesterday, and he's moving the old average up. Here's Milt May. Started the day leading the league. He's gone 0 for 3 this afternoon. He's hit into double play, struck out, and flied to left. Crawford has begun to throw now in the Detroit bullpen. 4-0, Tigers ahead. 9th inning in Oakland. May swings at the bounding ball on the right side. A glove by Staggs. Throw to Guerrero. He got him. It is a force out at second. May is safe at first. Kemp is out at second base. The batter will be Corcoran. improvement in the infield is one thing that Paul and I have noticed out here with this Oakland team. Quite a lot of difference from the defensive setup that they had here last year. Here's Corky at the plate now. He has struck out and fired twice to the center fielder north. There's a ball wide from Joe Coleman. Trammell on deck. Tigers lead 4-0. Ninth inning. They've got a man on and a man out. Coleman ready, delivers. It is a breaking ball low and outside. 2-0 on Corcoran. Tigers have had a hit in every inning except the fifth when they went down 1-2-3. They have not had more than one hit per inning, though. There's a bounding ball to short, maybe two. Guerrero grabs it, touches second, throw to first, double play. And that is the third double play by the Oakland infield. No runs, one hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the last half of the ninth inning. Detroit 4, Oakland 0.
It's time to batter up during your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth Dealers third annual honorary Tiger Bat Boy contest. This is Ernie Harwell. This year, 22 Detroit area youngsters will be selected from each Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealership to become honorary Tiger Bat Boy. It's easy to enter. If your boy or girl is between the ages of 8 and 14, bring him or her into your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer before May 31st to register. Each youngster must be accompanied by a licensed driver 18 or older. On June the 5th, there will be a drawing to determine the winning Bat Boys. Then 22 games will be set aside to honor the winners. Each winner will receive a simulated Tiger uniform and tickets to the game by the family. So, batter up. Bring your youngster into your participating Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Up to be an honorary Tiger Bat Boy. There's no obligation, and we'll even give your child a free Tiger iron-on patch just for registering. Stop in today.
Wilcox on the mound trying to hold them off down the ninth inning. The Tigers have a 4-0 lead in the final game of this 11-game trip. And we'll invite you once again to come out to Tiger Stadium to see the California Angels battle the Tigers on Tuesday night. It's the first night game of the year at Tiger Stadium, and we know that you want to be out there to welcome the Tigers home. Looking for a fine turnout. We hope the weatherman's good to us on that evening. Here's Mitchell Page. He struck out twice and popped the second against Wilcox. It's the middle part of the batting order for Bobby Winkle's team. Page, Alexander, and Guerrero. There's a pop-up into short right field. Going back, Dillard. He can't find it. Here comes Corcoran. And Corcoran behind him, and the umpire and Campbell have collided out in right center field. That's Jerry Neudecker, Campbell. And Neudecker collided. It will be a single for Page. Bill Beam is starting out now to see about Campbell. He seems to be all right. He's on his feet. Neudecker's on his feet. It actually would have been Dillard's ball, but he couldn't find it in the high sky in the sunshine. Corcoran came in, but he was too late. And Trammell got a late start from shortstop, plus the fact that he was intercepted by Neudecker. And they collided out on the grass in short right center field.
I thought Trammell got knocked out momentarily, but apparently he was all right. He certainly was stunned. Neudecker got up right away, but Allen lay prone for a while.
Well, everybody seems to be okay now. It's a base hit. That's the fifth hit off Wilcox. And here is the home run hitter, Gary Alexander, up, and he takes the ball outside, leading this team in home runs. He struck out 3 times against Wilcox today. Here's a pitch in too close. 2-0 the count on him. Hiller has started again to throw in the bullpen along with Foucault. Had Crawford up a little while ago. Wilcox seems to be tiring out there on the mound now. Here's the set by Milt. The pitch is a strike call. Thompson holding at first base for the runner Mitchell Page. Infield in double play depth. Here's the stretch. Here's the pitch. He swings as they fly slice to right. Portland going over toward the line. He's there now. Makes the catch. And back to first goes Page. One on and one down, and the batter will be Mario Guerrero. Did you hear what Bobby Winkle said about George Kell, his old pal?
No, I didn't.
Said George has got enough money to burn a wet hog. Well, we'll be seeing George and Al Kaline next weekend. And Joe Pellegrino. There's a fly ball at the left field. It's deep. Going back is Kemp at the wall. He has room. He makes the catch on the warning track. Guerrero sent him deep on the warning track, and Kemp made the catch. That is 2 down now with a man on. And the batter is scheduled to be Revering. Oakland's continuing to hit the ball in the air. Last ground out was in the 3rd inning. Revering has bounced to second, singled and popped to shortstop. Thompson will not hold on the bag now with the left-handed batter up. He'll be playing behind Page and fairly near the line. 4-0 Tigers, 9th inning, 2 out. Wilcox sets and pitches. There's a high pop-up that should end the game. It's a foul ball. Thompson having trouble with the sun. He makes the catch, and the Tigers conclude their very successful trip west with 8 wins and 3 defeats. And in the 9th inning, Oakland, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. The final score this afternoon in Oakland, Detroit 4, the Oakland A's, nothing.
A 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 10th inning. Strike called on Bhakti. Now Foucault winds and delivers. Foul to behind the screen. 2 strikes on Bruce. Tigers will send out Jack Morris on Tuesday night against the Angels and come back with Jim Slayton on Wednesday. Well, the day off after that before the opener of the 3-game set at Oakland. Those A's have been tough. Here's the pitch to Bhakti. Swung on and fouled back into the stands. He jammed him, just got a piece of that one off the handle. Well, they flashed a soccer score on the King screen here. Didn't cause much of a reaction among the Mariners fans. San Jose beating the Sounders soccer team up in this area, 1-0. 2-strike count on Bhakti. The pitch from Foucault. Up high. A little rhythmic applause beginning. Foucault has walked 1, given up 2 hits. Well, the pitch to the plate. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Ball was dropped for a moment by May, but the put-out had been made, called by plate umpire Rich Garcia. Bhakti started walking to the dugout, saw the ball on the ground, and thought he better start for first, but Garcia said, "Nope, you're gone." 2 out. The batter now, Rupert Jones. Jones had a bunt single, his first time up in this game. Since then, he's lined to left, lined to center, and struck out. 1 for 4 for Rupert. They wind up by Foucault. The pitch. There's a ball a little high to the left-hand hitting outfielder. Foucault's ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped in the air, foul. It'll be down in the Tiger bullpen. Racing is Thompson, and he won't get it. Back up about 8 rows. Thompson and Dillard ran a long way, but that ball went a long way up. One ball, one strike on Rupert Jones. Rupert hitting an even 200 at the moment. Foucault ready, has the sign he wants. The 1-1 pitch. Low and inside. Now the windup, the 2-1 delivery. There's a line drive, foul down into the right field corner. Hit very solidly. So it's a 2-2 count now on Rupert Jones with 2 out and the bases empty here in the bottom of the 10th inning. All the other games over in the majors on this Sunday with the exception of this one here in the Kingdome. Foucault with no decision so far this year. But Steve has picked up 3 saves into the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3, full count now on Jones. Steve working in his 5th game. A full count pitch. Jones swings. There's a fly ball to right field. Corcoran coming in. He started back. Now he's there. Makes the catch. And the side is retired. The Mariners retired in order in the 10th inning after 10 innings of play. It's the Tigers 3 and the Mariners 3.
You're at bat in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. And here's the pitch. When was the first baseball game broadcast over radio? Why not take a time out and think about it over a cool, refreshing Labatt's Blue? The first play-by-play of the Major League game was reported on August 5th, 1921, over KDKA in Pittsburgh in a National League game against the Philadelphia Phillies. Harold Allen was the announcer. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's Blue. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
For beer at its finest, get your hands on Labatt's. It's Canada's #1 beer, as fresh and crisp as where it comes from.
We move to the 11th inning here at the Kingdome in Seattle. The Tigers and Mariners all deadlocked at 3 runs apiece. It'll be the top of the batting order for the Tigers against the right-handed reliever Enrique Romo. Ron LaFleur leading it off. Ron is 1 for 5 in this ball game. Picked up a hit in his first trip, a line single to right center, and scored the first Tiger run. Since then, he has bounced out 3 times to short and struck out. Oh, he has given Reynolds a lot of assists in this series. Here's the windup of the pitch to LaFleur. He jumps back, but it's caught the inside corner for a strike. Romo's been tough. Bonnie's batting average at the moment is .309. The pitch to LaFleur. Strike call. He put the outside corner above the knees. Working in and out on LaFleur. Now the two-strike delivery up high. Romo, quite a find for this Seattle ball club. He was invaluable to them last year and is proving it again this season. The 1-2 pitch to LaFleur. He is called on strikes. He took it on the outside corner. Ron doesn't believe it. He's going to stand there and look at Rich Garcia for a while. Fastball on the outside corner. Well, that's the third strikeout for Romo. One away on the Tigers' 11. The batter will be Aurelio Rodriguez. Aurelio came into the ball game defensively in the 7th inning. Batting for the second time, the first time up against Romo in the 9th inning, Rodriguez bounced out to short. Aurelio had that 10-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. He was up just twice in the game when hitless. The pitch to him on the corner outside again for a strike. Romo, working very slowly, has been very effective. Third baseman Milbourne guarding the line very close to the bag, too. Here's the windup by Romo in the pitch. Swung on, fly ball lifted to center field. Jones coming in, still coming in. He reaches, makes the catch. A fine running catch by Jones. That ball was dying. Looked like a routine fly ball. In fact, Rupert took one step back, then came in, and it came in rather easily. Finally had to put on a burst and picked it off the top of the turf. 2 down on the Tiger 11th inning. And it leaves it up to Rusty if the Tigers are going to do anything here in the 11th. Rusty's 1 for 4 officially. He singled in a Tiger run in the first inning. Tigers have 11 hits, but they haven't had a hit since the 8th. The pitch to stop, swung on and fouled up this way. Into the upper deck. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Gene Elsey is your host Saturday evenings for Music for Moderns, part of WJR's Great Weekend. Join him Saturday at 6:30 here on America's great radio station, WJR Detroit.
Here's the pitch to Staub. Outside for a ball, 1-1 on Rusty. Rusty walked his last time up in the 9th inning on a 3-2 pitch from Romo. Romo shakes off one side from Stinson, now has one. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit foul down the left field side. It'll be back into the seats. So it's a 1-2 count on Staub now with 2 out and the bases empty here in the top of the 11th inning. A windup by Romo, the pitch to Staub. He fouled that one off, just barely got the bat on it, hit the end of the bat. Breaking ball. Rusty was out in front a little bit. Jason Thompson waiting on deck. 1-2 count on Staub. Left fielder Bhakti is playing very deep, considering a left-handed batter at the plate. The pitch to Staub. Swung on. There's a drive to left field. A base hit out of the reach of Reynolds. One skipper into left field, and Staub is on with a 2-out single here in the 11th inning. That'll bring up Jason Thompson, who has a couple of hits in his 5 at-bats. Jason clouded his 4th home run of the season in the 3rd inning, an opposite field line drive that just got into the stands above the wall and left. He singled in the 8th inning. One time up against Romo, Thompson took a called 3rd strike to end the 9th inning. Staub at first. Meyer holding on the bag with him. That will leave a big gap on the right side of the infield for Thompson. The set by Romo on the pitch. There's a called strike on Jason. He clipped that outside corner. Romo checking the outfield now. Looking back in, has the sign from Stinson. The pitch to Thompson. Swung on and missed. Pulled him with a breaking ball. It's a 2-strike count on Jason. Romo takes so much time between pitches. Some batters may tend to get a little impatient at the plate. Stop with his lead at first. A 2-strike count on Thompson. Here's the pitch. Way outside. Jason hitting .297. Now Staub edges away from the bag at first again. The set by Romo. The pitch on Staub goes. It's fouled away into the upper deck. Sent Rusty on that 1-2 pitch. Thompson protecting the plate that time. He just simply got a piece of that one, took it out of the catcher's glove. Three runs on 12 hits for the Tigers. They hit by Staub here in the 11th inning. The first off Romo, and the first since the 8th for Detroit. Romo looking over to first now. Now back at the plate, getting the sign from Stinson. Here's the pitch to Thompson. Swung on and popped foul. It'll be out of play into the stands. Got a capacity here in the Kingdome of 59,059. And drew only 7,400, 7-4 here today. Everything kind of echoes around, the ball going into the stands. Ready to go again. The 1-2 pitch to Thompson. Just outside. That was close. They don't have all that many parking spaces around the Kingdome, as Romo wants a new baseball. They list on-site parking at 2,241, but within 1 mile of the Kingdome, 30,000 parking spots. I would imagine that's on a holiday. Two count on Thompson. Stop at first, 2 down in the 11th inning. And Romo steps off the slab. He sure takes his time, but he's been effective. Now they pitch to Thompson. Swung on and beaten foul on the ground. Jason and Romo still battling each other. Romo started 3 games last year, but was primarily a relief pitcher. So look to first, the pitch to Thompson. Fouled away again. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jason Thompson. Jason not taking any chances on these pitches now. Romo's been close to the plate on him. Dobbs held at first with 2 down. 2-2 count on Thompson. They pitch now to Jason. Swung on another foul, beaten into the ground, rolling toward the Tiger dugout over on the first base side. We're going to have to get some more baseballs again pretty soon. Jason has been up there at the plate for a long time. And we started over again, a 2-2 count on Thompson. Romo to the stretch. Here's the pitch. He fouled another one off to the screen. Just barely got that one. Almost blew it by him that time. That was Romo's fastball. Like Luke Appling days. Out in left field, Bhakti is about one step in front of the warning track. He's that deep on Thompson. Well, he got a taste of what Jason can do to the opposite field with his home run in the 3rd inning. Ready to go again with a 2-2 count on Thompson. Enrique Romo looks and delivers. A little pop-up. He reached out. That's going to be catchable near third. Milbourne calling for it. Foul ball. He makes the catch. And that's all for the Tigers in the 11th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave a man. Here come the Mariners to bat in the 11th. The score still, the Tigers 3, the Mariners 3. 11th inning here at the Kingdome in Seattle. Leon Roberts, Larry Milbourne, and Bob Stinson, the 3 scheduled batters to face Steve Foucault in the 11th. Well, that battle, what it was between Thompson and Romo before Thompson hit the pop foul to end the 11th inning. I imagine someone listening on I-75 could drive all the way from Flint to Detroit while Thompson was at the plate. Here's Leon, the ex-Tiger from Portage, Michigan. Former star at the University of Michigan. Roberts doubled his first time, walked in the 4th, flied deep to center in the 7th, and popped to short his last time. The first pitch from Foucault, inside, around the knees, ball 1. Foucault into the windup, the pitch to Roberts. He takes it low and away, 2-0 on Leon. Foucault snaps the ball back into his glove. Trammell very deep at short. The pitch to the right-hand hitting Roberts. Swung on and bounced foul over the head of third base coach Jim Busby. Roberts hitting .308. Leaning on that back leg, pitch from Foucault. Line to foul down the left field line into the bullpen. Oh, it's a 2-2 count now on Leon Roberts, leading off the 11th inning. Foucault came in to start the 9th for the Tigers. Mariners loaded the bases on him in the 9th inning with 1 out on a walk and a couple of singles. But he got out of that jam, set down the Mariners in order in the 10th inning. Here's the windup, the 2-2 pitch to Leon Roberts. Swung on a line drive down the left field line, base hit into the corner. Leon is taking the turn, heading for 2. Here's the throw to second, not in time, a leadoff double. Roberts is producing runs and hits, and he's just about won that job in right field, except that Hale may have some contractual commitments, as I understand it. And given that right field job to Hale, despite the fact he is hitting well below 200. Foucault in conference with Milt May Roberts at second with a leadoff two-base hit. And the Tigers are in a jam again. They'll move that infield in. Now they're going to stay back about midway at short and second. Thompson almost climbing in on Larry Milbourne, the left-hand hitting. Well, he's a switch hitter, and he's going to bat left-handed against Foucault. Rodriguez sneaking in. He squares to bunt. There's the bunt foul to the left of the plate. Trying to move Roberts over into position where he can score on a fly ball. Milbourne, one of three switch hitters on this Seattle team. Thompson in very close at first. Set by Foucault. The pitch to the plate. He squares. He bunts. It's popped in the air, and it is a foul ball. It hit the pitcher Foucault. He made a dive for it. The ball popped in fair territory, but when it came down, it hit Foucault's back. A foul ball. Oh, that was close. That could have been disastrous. Steve made a dive, hoping to get it in the air yet, but he couldn't come up with it. 2 strikes, the count on Milbourne. They may still have him bunting. Thompson checking with a Tiger dugout, see how they want him to play this. Milbourne, a 167 hitter. Saw quite a bit of action last year at shortstop and at second. The Mariners have their leadoff man at second base. Roberts, nobody down. A 2-strike count on Milbourne. Here's the pitch. And he takes inside. He was not squaring. One-two count now on Milbourne. Milbourne. The set by Foucault. He checks Roberts at second. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the stands. 3-3, the game tied here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Tigers have out-hit the Mariners 12-9. At one time, the Tigers had out-hit the Mariners 11-3. The Mariners came up with a couple of runs in the 8th inning to tie it. Now the pitch to Milbourne. Swung on a high hopper over the mound and deep at second. It's into center field, and the game is going to be over, I believe. Here's the throw by LaFleur to the plate. He slides. He is out at the plate. A great throw by Ron LaFleur. I had conceded the game. And a great throw by Ron LaFleur as he fielded that ball perfectly in center field. Rifled to Milt May. Put the tag on Leon Roberts, the ex-football player, barreling in at home plate. And he was out at the plate. Now, here comes Ralph Halkout to check with May to see if he's all right, because he really took a rocketing there at the plate by Leon Roberts. But a beautiful throw by Ron LaFleur right on the button, and it had to be perfect in order to get Leon and prevent the game being over right at that point. It is a base hit for Larry Milbourne, and he's at first base, but 1 out now. Milbourne has speed. May out for a conversation with Foucault, now walking back behind the plate. The ex-split end of Portage Northern. Leon Roberts barreling into Milt May, but Milt held onto the ball. Put the tag on Roberts and keeps the Tigers alive. One away. The batter, Bob Stinson. A little toss to first. Milbourne gets back all right. Another throw to first, and Larry skids back. They're looking for him to be running. He's got speed. Now Milburn draws a third throw. Foucault has yet to deliver to Stinson at the plate. Stinson collected a loop single off Foukie in the ninth inning. He's 1 for 4. Another throw, and he dives back in hand first. Time is called. Well, Milburn straightens things out, brushes himself off. 4 straight throws over there. Now Milburn edges away. The set by Foucault. Throw to first, and he's back. Fans getting a little restless here. Stinson now steps back into the batter's box. The set and the pitch. Outside. Roberts led off with a double, then was cut down at the plate trying to win the ball game on a single to center by Larry Milbourne. Set by Foukie. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a base hit to right field. Up with it is Cochran, racing around second, heading for third is Milbourne. Here's the throw. It's all the way. He's in safe at third. Holding at first, Stinson. Well, the Mariners again in great position here in the 11th inning. Milbourne at third, Stinson at first, 1 away. And the batter is the switch-hitting Julio Cruz, who has collected 2 hits and 3 trips. May out for a conference again with Foucault. Alan Trammell checking around with his infielders. See how the Tigers are going to play. They've got to stay in fairly close here. They're playing in tight. Foucault off the mound now, checking with Dillard and Trammell. Cruz walked his first time up and scored a run for the Mariners in the 3rd inning, working his way around on a steal, a ground out, and a sacrifice fly. He bounced out the first, then had a pop double and a single to left. Infield in tight. Stinson at first. Milbourne at third. Here's the pitch. Foul to the screen. Foucault walking around the mound now, working on a new baseball. Mariners have collected 3 hits here in the 11th inning. They've got runners at first and third with 1 away. Foucault looking in, getting the sign from Milt May. Here's the pitch. It's a pitch out, but they were looking for the squeeze. Milburn chased back with a bluff by May. It's a 1-1 count now on Julio Cruz. Set by Foucault. Here's the pitch to Cruz. Fouled. That one back to the screen. A 1-2 count. We've had a lot of tense moments on both sides ever since about the 8th inning on. Both teams now have missed some good opportunities. Mariners still have theirs alive here in the bottom of the 11th inning. The set by Foucault. The pitch to Cruz. He reaches out and fouls it off. That was out of the strike zone. Just protecting the plate. Foucault taking a lot of extra time now, again working on a new ball, walking around behind the mound. Tigers have brought their outfield in. Infield up tight. The set. And the pitch to Cruz. He reaches out, punches one to short. It's into left field, a base hit, and the game is over. Well, it went right through the normal shortstop position, just out of the reach of Alan Trammell. A single by Julio Cruz, his third of the ball game. Drives in the winning run here in the bottom of the 11th inning, and the Mariners win it 4-3. The totals for Seattle in the 11th inning: 1 run, 4 hits. There were no Tiger errors, and they leave 2 men on base. The totals in the ball game for Seattle: 4 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. For the Tigers, 3 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. A loss will go to Steve Foucault, who came on to start the 9th inning. Foucault's first decision of the year. The victory will go to Enrique Romo, who has now won 2 and lost none. The Tigers letting one slip away from them here this afternoon as Seattle erupted in the 8th inning to tie the ball game with a pair of runs and then win it in the bottom of the 11th inning with a total of 4 hits, a double by Roberts, and then singles by Milbourne, Stinson, and Cruz.